Hey, I'm Blaze, and I'll be your teacher for today. But before I start, let me clarify. This video is not meant for people who already have a half-decent idea on how to play Skywars. This is more meant for people just getting into the game and feel like they can't progress. So if you're that, welcome to Skywars is unfair. If you can't get around that, it's probably not for you. With the inclusion of kits, perks, and random loot drops, even players that can have really bad ping or be hacking, we'll talk about both of those later, sometimes you just get unlucky. But Skywars is about doing the best with what you got, and using what you got to get the best. Because if you can kill someone that has full diamond armor when you are in iron armor, you'll almost undoubtedly destroy anyone when you have that diamond armor. That central idea of getting good gear using your skill to do damage with sucky gear is the entire idea of the game. I understand I'm being repetitive, but it's crucial to get to your head that sometimes you're going to be outgeared. And starting off, you're going to be out-kitted and out-perked too, which sucks. So all you're left with when your gear is trash is game sense. You have to play a lot of Skywars to understand it, but I can give you some guidelines on how you need to think while playing that can help you be a step above the average beginner. Some things you need to get down before I start are mode, game version, speed bridging, block hitting, and butterfly clicking. Play Skywars Insane mode. It's better than normal, trust me. Moving on. Second, you need to be playing in Minecraft 1.8.9, not the newest release. This is so you aren't slowed down by the newer version's combat mechanics, which are just worse, and you can also block with your sword, which is crucial in block hitting, which is where you use two fingers to hit both the left and right side of your mouse at the same time. What this achieves is surrounding your sword with a block, meaning you'll deal your normal damage, but anytime you are hit, you'll be blocking, so you'll take less damage. I'll cover when to use that later. Next is butterfly clicking. This is pretty simple too. All you're doing is clicking the left side of your mouse with two fingers by alternating which one is clicking. So when one finger goes up, one finger goes down. This is a great way to up your clicks per second, hereby referred to as CPS. Now, speed bridging. It's a real pain to learn, but it's so worth it. If you somehow haven't heard of speed bridging, there are several tutorials on this very website that could explain it better than I ever could. But it's a crucial tool to be as efficient as possible in void minigames such as Bed Wars and Skywars. Okay, so you're playing the correct mode, you're in the correct version, you can do the cool PvP clicks, and you can speed bridge. Awesome. Why does that matter? Well, it doesn't, for at least a second, because we need to talk about what you're doing as soon as you drop out that floating cage above your island. This bit of time between you falling out of your cage and bridging from your island is known as your rollout, which consists of looting chests, organizing your hotbar, and equipping armor, and doing that all as fast as possible. So here's some ways to up your efficiency. When your mouse is over an item inside of a chest, you can press a number on your keyboard or mouse if it has side buttons, and it will assign itself to the position in your hotbar associated with that number, which also plays into hotbar organization, since that's where your loot is going to go. I'd recommend getting a consistent way of organizing your hotbar. I personally use the 1 slot for a weapon, the 2 slot for blocks, 3 slot for pearls or a rod, the 4 slot for a bow or a rod, the 5 slot for a healing item, the 6 slot for projectiles such as eggs or snowballs, the 7th and 8th slot for a temporary place to hold armor and for potions, the 9 slot for extra blocks or really anything else that I think is important. I typically assign armor I find in a chest to the 7th and 8th slot. That way, once I exit the chest, I can just go to those slots and right-click it to equip that armor while I'm running to the other chest. I know I just said a lot really quickly, but that efficiency mentality is crucial in Skywars. You need to get to mid as fast as you can. But once you're at mid, what do? Well, you loot chests, duh, and, fight. Duh. And that's where those methods of clicking come in. Butterfly clicking is used for a more offensive combo-based fighting style, and block hitting is used for a more defensive fighting style. So when do you use them? Well, here's some bullet points. If you're trying to hit someone off the edge, approaching someone from behind, or rushing someone, butterfly click. The higher CPS will help you deal more knockback and damage in a short amount of time. If you are fighting someone head-on, being rushed, or just way outgeared, block hit. The blocking will help you take less damage. For the most part, following these tips will help you on your path to becoming a better overall Skywars player, but there's still some specific player types that you need to know what to do when you encounter them. So let's head to players that make me cry. Hackers are trash, but so abundant in Skywars. For real, I at least see one hacker every 10 games. It's a big problem, and unfortunately, there's a 90% chance you're just gonna die, but you can try this. If you're playing with friends, group up at one island. If you don't have friends, that does make sense. You are playing Skywars, but you can do this alone at your own island. Go to the bottom underground section of your island. Put blocks above your head where you're in a 2-block high space. When the hacker comes down, spam the spacebar and block hit them. This will help you get critical hits by spamming the spacebar, and you'll also be block hitting, so you'll take less damage. That works for me, but usually you're going to die, but it's worth trying. Moving on, players with bad ping. This can somehow be more infuriating than hackers. With these players, there's at least hope, and having hope opens up possibility for disappointment. But anyways, there's two categories of these kinds of players. The first is players with ping so bad that they're like freezing in midair. Usually these are pretty easy to kill since you can just butterfly click them when they're frozen somewhere, but the second kind is more challenging. These kinds of players are players with ping just bad enough where they deal knockback, but don't take it. I have a friend that I play with that is included in this, and I've definitely shared my thoughts to him.
Oh my god!
God,
Oh my
dude, please, it's
God.
okay.
Oh no, it's not!
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god! You can literally have no armor and just your freaking blocks. You could just hit me with a stone block and I would just go 16 blocks back, dude. Freaking knockback 2-rod. I couldn't even imagine. I'm pretty sure that if you use a knockback 2-rod with your ping, I'd be knocked into a Bed Wars game.
There's no tips for this one. Try not to be on the edge of the map, maybe just avoid them until you outgear them. Otherwise, cry, suffer, and maybe uninstall the game. Other than players that are just really good, those are really the only players you need to worry about. The next lesson is a bit different simply due to not being as objective as the rest. Take what I say with a grain of salt, since I'm talking from my playstyle and my experience, and by all means feel free to do other stuff. So without further ado, kits and perks. Remember like 7 seconds ago where I said you don't need to do exactly what I'm about to say? Well, you actually do. I was lying, but just for this particular thing. Upgrade the bulldozer perk first, all the way up to maximum level. It's by far the most important perk in the game, and you absolutely destroy players at mid or any players in large groups. Once you've done that, just do what fits your playstyle. There are perks generally agreed on as better than others, but eventually the goal is to max out all of them, so just do it in the order that fits you. And for the most part, same thing with kits. I personally recommend the farmer kit. You get diamond pants, which you can't get at mid, so if you don't get them at your starter island, you're all good. You also get 1 golden apple, which can come in super clutch, and a stack of eggs, which can help you get some players out early game. But once again, you do you. I have friends playing with all kinds of kits to suit their playstyle, and you'll find yours eventually. But anyways, let's wrap this up. Keep at it. Keep in mind, the more you play, the better feel you'll get for your playstyle and what ways you want to progress. Practice makes perfect, so keep that in mind. Even me, someone that wins pretty consistently in my games now, still has over 2,000 losses. It took me a bit, and it should for you too. Skywars is hard, but it's one of the most rewarding Minecraft minigames to get good at, so stay motivated. You'll be happy you did. Hope you enjoyed this class. This script took like 4 days to write and configure and all that. I'm about to have to edit this video, which is just going to be a huge pain, but before I do, I'm probably going to chill out, maybe play some Skywars. Hopefully I'll see you there. Bye.
Bazinga!